I recently published a video called No More Slop, and comments were exactly what I was expecting. Some people said it's a gold mine, others said the result still looks like AI slop, the prompt takes longer than building the actual website by hands, why would I copy another designer's website? And by answering all your comments, I actually realized that there is a huge misunderstanding about the AI design and AI design workflows. So in this video, I want to explain what I feel about the AI design in the future, what is happening right now, and try to answer all of your questions. Some of you mentioned that the final result still looked like AI slop. And you're absolutely right. Most AI-generated websites look generic. But here's the thing. You need to spend time on actually fixing and iterating on this website. One prompt will never give you the best result, and you will never get that beautiful human designed style website by one prompt and by using AI agent. It doesn't matter what you use, Claude design, use Cursor, you use Figma agent, whatever, it doesn't really matter. The point is that AI generated websites are great starting point for you. It saves huge amounts of work. Well, I think it saves me about a few days. By showing you that pizza example in my last video, it saved me like 1 or 2 days of preparation work and actually designing. So think of it as a starting point where you can use like a skeleton for your future website. And then it is all up to you. You are the designer. You're the human who will design this perfect website the way you want. But you can use the AI as a tool to implement all of your visions and things that you want to have there and how you see it. So please remember, it is just a tool. It is not a replacement of a designer or of you in particular. It is just a tool like Photoshop, like Figma, like, I don't know, Illustrator, Framer, whatever. And most importantly, you should remember that AI doesn't have the taste that you have. It doesn't have the creative vision that you have. So that's why it is just a tool, and you are the one who needs to take this project and finish it and polish it to make this perfect website how you see it and how you want to present it to your client. Or if not a client, but if you're building for yourself, this is going to be your perfect project. And the key idea here is that most of the people use AI in the form that they have a small prompt, they just throw it to an agent and tell the agent, implement this. They get the result, they think it's okay, or they like it, and that's it. They publish it to a production website, and they're done. And I guess this is not really a professional way of doing it. And by my last video, I wanted to show you actually the workflow and the process that I didn't get the final version just from one prompt. Yes, I did iterations and I spent time actually on working on it. So it's not about being lazy and getting the results from one prompt. And unfortunately, there's no magic button of getting the perfect website or the perfect project from just clicking the button, run the prompt. What you need to do actually is the work process. And for me, it looks something like this. You prompt, you review, you critique the results that you get from the agent, then you iterate on it and repeat the full cycle if the results are not the way you want them to be. It may take you 15 minutes or 20 minutes or even an hour or maybe a few hours of work, but this is the actual work. So nobody is doing it for you, unfortunately. Again, remember, AI is just a tool and you're the one who needs to use it in order to get that perfect result. So the third chapter or the section of this video, I want to call the prompt is longer than building a website by hands. Well, I want to disagree with this. Well, first of all, because before the AI, when I was working with client projects, I always spent a lot of time on briefing the client, collecting all the information about the client's business or the project, doing mood boards, doing plans, all of those things before I actually begin the design process. And it could take me a few days to a whole week of doing this preparation work. So basically, the process of creating this prompt and writing the prompt is the same, and I can compare it to the preparation work I did before the AI. So that means that the more detailed prompt you give, the better the results you will get. And again, it takes some time to figure it out and to understand how you want to prompt it. And in these prompts, usually you need to mention the aesthetic that you want to use, the design systems you want to build, explain to the AI what this project is about, how you want to see the final results. So basically, think of it as a team that you're talking to and explaining your team of designers, developers, how the final product should be like. So basically, you're orchestrating this design process using AI agent. And of course, if you are happy with the results that you're getting, it takes just some experience and, like proof of work, and just try it out. And at one point, you will understand what works best for you, what kind of prompts, and then you can copy them and use them for your next project. So basically, you're like collecting different prompts, collecting the workflows, and you're building this sort of like a template prompt that you can use for your other project. So you don't need to write anything from scratch each time. But again, remember, each project is different, and the details and the understanding of the project is different. So be sure to keep that in mind when you're preparing for your next project and building the prompt. So the next block of comments shared the same question, and they asked me, why do you want to copy someone else's work? Well, first of all, we're not copying anything, because the final result that we got had nothing to do with the initial reference image. Yes, we had some colors that were similar, maybe some aesthetic, and this was the idea. Yes, I wanted to use this image as a reference for inspiration to get my project done. So we're not actually copying pixels, and this is wrong. We're not copying anything. Copying pixels from other project, from other designer, is a plagiarism. What we do, we actually copy the working patterns that exist everywhere. Because think of the art history, or the history of design, or maybe, let's say the example that I see a lot in Twitter, that people are showing Dithram's objects, for example, like radio, and saying that, look at the iPod, and Steve Jobs copied the Dithram's radio. But they didn't copy it, actually. They used Dithram's work as an inspiration for creating an iPod or iPhone, whatever. And there are tons of examples like this. Look at the art history, look at the paintings of Renaissance. They have the same aesthetic, and some painters, they were inspired by other ones, and they used some inspiration, some techniques in their work as well. So we're not copying, we're just sharing the experiences and sharing the aesthetics from other ones. And very important is to understand that there are patterns that work, and we don't need to invent anything. So the good rule of thumb is to get inspirations, to get ideas from other designers on platforms like Mobbin or Pinterest, Dribble, and you can see actually there are a lot of work that are similar in aesthetic, right, and the design style. But the projects are different. You can look at for example, you're building a banking website, but if you look at the website from, I don't know, electricity company, and you think, wow, this looks cool, and you want to get that aesthetic and use it in your banking app or website, it's totally fine. That means that you were just inspired by someone else's work, and you use that aesthetic and style in your own work. So it's not copying, it's getting inspiration. The next block of comments will share the title, all AI websites look generic. Well, totally agree with you. That's why you need to change in the workflow, and you need to change the understanding of how you work with AI agent. This happens because AI agents, they used the same design system everywhere, and most of them use ShadCN. And that means that all of the, for example, spacings, all of the gaps, all of the cards, icons, animations, all of those things, they would look the same everywhere. So in all of the agents, in all of the projects that are built by agents. And it's okay, it's totally fine, because the prompt that you use, for example, build me a SaaS landing page, without mentioning anything about the styles, aesthetic, or any details, of course you will get a generic result. And it's totally fine. So to fix that, you again need to do some preparation work, and you need to go deeper to understand what exactly you want to get from the agent and how you see the final result. So be creative, be inspired by someone else's work, and mention that in the comment that you want to have a brutalist design, you want to have huge icons, you want to have a huge I don't know, typography. What kind of typography? You want to use Comic Sans, or you want to use Poppins or Helvetica. Doesn't really matter. Mention that in your prompt. Tell the agent how you want to have the spacing, how you want to have the cards look like. You want to have them with round corners, or you want to have them with straight corners, or maybe mention the amount of pixel radius you want to use. All of that needs to be done in the prompt. Again, the more detailed prompt you give, the better the results you will get, and they will not look generic. So to wrap this up, I want you to understand my philosophy about this AI design process. First of all, I believe AI is not replacing anyone. AI, remember, is just a tool that we have right now, and we need to understand how to use it for our own benefits, needs, not to replace us. This is very important to understand. We had Figma, or before that we had Photoshop, then Figma, then Framer, whatever. These are just the tools. We don't know what's going to happen in the next few years. Maybe we'll have something else. Maybe we'll use something else instead of the AI. I'm sure there will be other tools that we'll use to create more creative work and more interesting work. So in my opinion, AI is great for, first of all, exploring and testing ideas, removing repetitive work that you do every day. You just use AI to automate that and to save your time. Next, generating variations of your work. For example, you have a client and he wants to have 3 variants of the hero section. Of course, you can do it by hand. You can spend a lot of time on that. I don't know, like a few days, but you can create one design by yourself and then ask AI to create a variation of it, and it will save you a few hours of work or even days. And the last one, which is super important, is speeding up your work. And actually, it is sort of like a combination of previous things that I mentioned. I believe AI is great to speed up your workflow. It doesn't replace your workflow, it just speeds it up a lot. So instead of spending weeks of designing and coding your websites, you can now spend a few days getting the same result. But again, you're in charge of how it should look like and what you need to get at the end. And of course, we need to mention what AI is not good for. In my opinion, it is not good for making decisions instead of you. It is not good for understanding the tastes, and it's not good for creativity. These 3 points are on you, and this is what you need to study and you need to skill up in 2026 and in the future. So these 3 things, creativity, taste, and decision making, are the core of the work, I believe, and the work process that we have right now. So thank you so much for all of your comments. They taught me a lot. Well, first of all, I see that people are getting incredible results with AI, even without using latest models. I see that people are asking better and more interesting questions about the processes. Also, I see that people are making interesting decisions and more creative decisions now than they used to. And I see that people are now doing more iterations in order to get the better results. And most importantly, AI didn't lower the bar of the good design. It actually raised the importance of a good taste and creativity. So if you want to learn more, be sure to subscribe to my channel and like the video if you like it. And stay tuned for more videos about workflows, building with AI, and getting really cool results by using AI for your benefit. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.